What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic day. It's Tuesday. I know I'm a day early, but we got Christmas coming, so with all of the holiday stuff going on, if you've missed the show, I'm going to put out the injury report tomorrow, maybe have a live one a little later. No show on Christmas, Friday game status report. So put out Behind Enemy Lines yesterday. In case you missed it, go check that bad boy out. But we're here tonight for the top matchups. Now, usually this is pretty hard to do. I like to see the injury report, what's going on with both teams first, but I have a pretty good idea of what's going down, and we'll talk about that as we go. But, usually I start this off with an injury report. These guys, they have walkthroughs today, but I saw a couple Eagles reporters talking about the injuries today, and the report will be out later today. It will not be out later today, I can assure you, because it will be Wednesday, the day that injury reports come out for Sunday games. So tomorrow will be the injury report. Carter was back at practice. Lane Johnson not practicing, but they're talking about both of them possibly being there. We're going to talk about that here in a second, how I feel, but no reports for today. But I do have a look at both teams, so let's take a gander, and we'll talk about some of these injuries and what's going on with this team. The Eagles, we have Cameron Williams designated to return. He could come off of IR this week. If not, the season's going to be over, just like happened with Miles Hinton and Willie Lampkin. So, but the rest of the gang, these are the people that you will not see on the depth charts here. So let's take a look at the offense. And, again, Lane Johnson could be back. I'd love to have him healthy for the playoffs. So whatever that takes, I don't know that we need to play him. Fred Johnson has been playing well, but hey, man, if he wants to get back, get this line rolling, I get it. But please stay healthy for the love of God. And everyone else, too. Cameron Latu was back at practice, so that's also some great news there. Our blocking tight end that plays some fullback there. So great news on offense. And then on defense, getting Jalen Carter back, another one. I don't think we need to rush him back. Byron Young and Ty Robinson can do what they need to. We know Davis and Njomo will hold it down. So I like the backups we have there. Brandon Graham's been holding it down as well, helping out at D-tackle. So whatever we got to do, I just want these guys to be healthy. So, yeah, but everyone else seems to be ready to rock, minus Nakobe Dean, who we talked about will probably be out until the playoffs. But tomorrow we'll get the injury report. I'll let you know all about that. Special teams unit, everybody healthy, ready to rock and roll there. Covey, let's clean it up. But everybody good to go. Jake Elliott, why don't you do the same? Thanks. Now, practice squad, you can see we can elevate two of these players come game time. On Saturday, I will let you know that information if we decide to elevate anyone. But you can see the offensive players, quarterback, few receivers, tight end, a couple linemen, and then the defensive players there. Now on to the Bills. Let's take a look. Here is their injury list. These are the guys you will not see. And then, of course, Darius Slay down there. They claimed him, and then he said, hey, I'm not showing up. So a lot of people feel a certain way about this. They feel that Darius Slay should have been able to screw them over, allow them to lose a player, take their money, do whatever, and just be a complete dirtbag like he is in a personal sense. Now, I, clearly don't want Darius Slay back. Didn't want Darius Slay back. I'm good on that. But I know people feel, the Bills screwed him over. I hate to tell you, but it is the other way around. He screwed them over, and that's just kind of what happens when, you don't show up, did not report. So retired, did not report lists. That's where he ended up. Now, the IR, you can see a few of their new additions, rookies, and one of the free agents, and then some big names, Ed Oliver, Taylor Rapp, DeMar Hamlin, Curtis Samuel, and their kicker, Tyler Bass even. So missing a lot of guys, so keep that in mind. Now, looking at the offense here, Josh Allen was dealing with, I believe, a foot injury, but he's going to be perfectly fine. There are some other injuries, and again, tomorrow that will be out, and I'll let you know there. But you see the receivers here. Brandon Cooks has been taking over. Kean Coleman not playing. Dalton Kincaid has seen his reps going down. I don't know if that's because of the injury, but Knox and Hall has been holding it down there last game. But injury report tomorrow. I'll let you know anybody who is banged up here. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you've got some injuries here. I saw Terrell Bernard was back and looked like he took his job back from Shaq Thompson. So Bernard might be the starter there next to Milano, but we'll see how that goes. And any other injuries, again, that are going down, I will let you know. But this is what the team looks like. Safeties there. And then the special teams, everyone, I believe, is okay, but also want to just keep reiterating the injury report will be out tomorrow. We'll get much clearer news on that stuff, but we'll talk about it during the matchups. Not going to hinder us too much here. And then the special team, the practice squad here, you can see all the players. They have a kicker down there as well. Matt Prater has been banged up, so not only Bass on IR, but they got their kicker hurt. So I'll let you know if they need to elevate Badgley or what they got going on, but keep you up to date throughout the week with that. Now, that's what both teams look like. Tune in tomorrow for that injury report. But let's take a look at how both teams have been playing so far this year. We'll look at their coaching staffs, their standings, their stats, all that great stuff. But Sirianni and the gang holding it down. Now, you heard the media and casual fans telling you, fire everyone, trade Jalen Hurts. This team is the worst in the NFL. Crazy, because this team just won the first back-to-back NFC East championship in 21 years, and it's currently 10-5. So, hey, man, let those people quit. They want to fire Vic Fangio again this year, or Patullo, or Sirianni, or whoever it is. Each week, they're going to get twisted by guys like Elliott Short-Parks and Dan Sileo because they live their lives to hate the Eagles. Sucks is they're going to become the biggest Eagles fans ever in the beginning of February here. So get them ready. Get your tweets and all your posts, delete as much as you can because this Eagles team is coming to dominate. You might be watching stats instead of the game, and that might have you twisted. So you can see middle of the pack in points, yardage not so great, rushing, passing, not giving up too many sacks or turnovers. I do like that they've cleaned that department up. The defensive side of the ball, really stepping it up, third in points, 12th in total yardage, really stepping up against the pass. Would like more sacks. Let's go. Turnovers, tied for 11th there. So, all right. Now, we are the 23rd most penalized team, and our opponents are the 31st most penalized team. So, they're second to last. They don't like to give flags to the other team. They try to penalize us as much as they can. So, that's been a big theme this year. We are really hurting ourselves whether, the refs are getting paid or not. Those penalties, those injuries, they're killing us. And, people are stat watchers and they don't know what they're watching with the game. So season's over. Everybody sucks. Trade everyone. We just won a Super Bowl, a few months ago. We're about to do it again. So that's wild. People left this team already. But don't worry. Us diehards and sickos will hold it down for you guys until you're back when we win the Super Bowl. So you can see sitting at the top their division, as mentioned, first back-to-back champions in 21 years. But what's really important is the fact that we're sitting there at number 3 in the NFC. So that's pretty good. Being 10-5 is a good thing. And, I get it. People, season's over. But for me, it's not over. I think you're going to see those people becoming the biggest Eagles fans really soon because this team, it's just waking up. And we talked about it all year. You guys think that they're going to show their whole playbook. You think, everybody sucks. In the first week, they should be all pro. That's just not how life works, man. Not with the NFL. So, quit if you want, but us diehards will be here waiting for you. Now, the Bills might be a team you're now rooting for, or the Cowboys, I'm not sure. A lot of people jumping ship. This Bills team, it seems to be the talk of the town. They talk about it a lot. And, Sean McDermott, we've talked about, former Eagles assistant. Love the guy. Him and Bobby the Bad Bitch is out there. And, they're going to bring their D, their 2 high safeties, and their cover 3. And that's great, man. They're going to try to stop a big play. We're going to run it all over them. Talked about their struggles in the run. Talked about Joe Brady and his offense. Yeah, that's great, man. You want to spread things around? That's fine. This defense is going to put you in the dirt. And each week, it's a different matchup. I know people get confused by this, but you actually don't want to do the same exact thing every week. You actually want to be based off of who your opponent is. So a lot of people getting confused, thinking we're hiring quarterbacks, coaches in week 16, stuff like that. We're not. We've had our coaches and players all year. They're just getting things down. So have to understand that. But this Bills team, they've been together. They've been doing their thing for a while here. You could see on the offense, number 1 in rushing, 4th in points, 4th total in yardage. Tied for 18th, though, in sacks. Tied for 17th in turnovers. So turning it over, getting some sacks there. And on the defensive side of the ball, middle of the pack in points. 11th in total yardage, though. 30th against the run is not great, but they are second against the pass. So you know what I'll say. Run the damn ball. Not getting too many sacks, but they are getting a lot of turnovers. So this is a team you got to watch out for, and they're sitting there at 11-4, only one more win than us, but you'll hear about the greatest season of all time. The Bills are having the greatest season of all time as they're number 2 in their division and number 6 in the AFC. Got to be a bummer. But Josh Allen has no more excuses. And you guys remember I'm the guy that, supported Jalen Hurts from the beginning. I'm the one that made that comparison of Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen all those, 4 years ago. A lot of people were offended. Your favorite content creators are all in that post. I was going through it today laughing my ass off. What a joyous time to bring that back. Everybody was upset that I said Jalen Hurts would be good. He went on to win a Super Bowl MVP. He was about to go win another one. So I do believe he did develop, and I do think he is better than Josh Allen. Whether that upsets people, that's okay. But you can go check that post out. It's really enjoyable. But this is going to be awesome, man. Getting to see a team that, the media glorifies and loves. They got a running back at quarterback, and, they love it because he's white. So therefore, they got the same thing going as the Eagles, but a little difference in hue there will definitely change the narrative. So wild to watch, but it's going to be rough for all the haters this week. So let's talk about it. Now, as much as I bust balls and laugh about it, this is going to be a tough matchup. The Bills are a really good team, and they have their struggles. We're going to talk about how the Eagles can exploit that, and the Eagles have their struggles too. So we got to talk about what we need to clean up. Let's jump into this. Love to hear your thoughts on this. You got a favorite top matchup? You've got something on your mind, something to add, whatever it is. I'd love to hear from you. Let's start it off in the trenches here at number 10. And remember how this goes. We talk about the defense, then we talk about the offense. So don't get too caught up in the numbers. But you can see here, this pass rush, we've talked about it. They have been improving. Jalen Phillips being added to the mix, oh, hell yeah. And if we get Jalen quarterback, that's quite an improvement too. So add him to the mix, and oh, hell yeah. Now, this Bills offensive line, we talked about it. They are, doing pretty damn well right now. And middle of the pack in sacks, but they've got Josh Allen there, so that kind of, makes things a little difficult. But I think, this is definitely a line that the Eagles can take on, beat up, get after it, baby. Because, look, they're going to try to run the ball at us. They're really good at it. Josh Allen's going to do it. You're going to have a lot of guys doing it. We'll talk about it in a second, but let's beat up this line, make it one-dimensional. I'd love to put it in Josh Allen's hands. Remember the last game we played him, 37-34, now overtime. I think this is going to be another barn burner. So let's get after the QB. Let's do what we can here. And coming up at number 9, I've got the receivers going up against our corners. And I just think that we should be able to beat up on these guys. Khalil Shakir, Josh Palmer, Shavers, and Cooks. Come on, man. But any given Sunday, you never know. So I'm not saying to sleep on them, but I have it lower in the ranking because I think we should be able to beat up on them. So let's go in there. Let's punch them right in the mouth. These receivers, I mean, Khalil Shakir, he's so hit or miss. And, he's got only 684 yards on the season, but 10.4 yards per catch, 4 touchdowns. Their next leading receiver is Dalton Kincaid. And then after that is Dawson Knox. So that just tells you the next receiver is Keon Coleman, who's not even playing right now because he's not good. So, yikes. But these corners have been locking it down. 2 that actually made it to the Pro Bowl that deserved it, Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Loving it. Shut these guys down. Make it one-dimensional. And if you do that, well, you better wrap up and you better put this dude in the dirt. Now, it doesn't sound like Nakobe Dean's going to be playing, so a little bit of Jihad Campbell. Let's go. But they can definitely, sprinkle in a little Ty Johnson, a little bruiser. They got Ray Davis there as well. So they got some running backs, but we got some linebackers, and we got safeties and corners and a D-line that need to step it up, that need to make sure we don't have what happened against the Bears. You don't let teams run all over you like that, man. It's just ain't going to win games doing that. So this dude's killing it. Think he's number 2 in the league in rush yards. Let's not let him run all over us, please. He's got 1,500 yards on the season, 5.3 yards per carry, 12 touchdowns, and he can catch the ball too. He's actually, got, I think it's 32 catches, 288 yards, 2 touchdowns. So watch out. He will get the ball in his hands. We need our linebackers to step it up, make sure they're putting these dudes in the dirt. And at number 6, the last for the Bills offense going up against this Eagles defense, Josh Allen. And look, man, I think Josh Allen is very talented. I'm a fan of his game. One of my best buddies is a Bills fan. Love busting balls all the time because when we got Jalen Hurts and everybody was so, sending me death threats and losing their mind because I supported Jalen Hurts and believed in him, I'm like, wait, what the I just watched everyone say Josh Allen could never develop and be good. And then I watched him, all of a sudden they flipped the narrative and, greatest of all time. And it was like, wait, weren't you guys just saying And obviously that was like 5-6 years ago at this point, but it was just funny to me 4 years ago with Jalen Hurts. So that's why I made that post. And I'm looking forward to another battle, dude. And, Jalen Hurts outdueled him last time, and I'd like to see that again. So, Josh Allen's having a phenomenal season. We all know who he is. He's got a 69.6 completion percentage rating right now. Over 3,400 yards passing, 227 yards per game, 25 touchdowns with 10 interceptions. But as I mentioned, been sacked 35 times. Now, he does run the ball. He's got 552 rushing yards, 5.3 yards per carry with 12 touchdowns. That's a running back at quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. Holy hell. But let's now jump into the Eagles offense. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Eagles D going up against this Bills offense. Let me hear it down below. But let's jump over here. We're going to start in the trenches here as well. And we've got the Eagles offense. We've got the line here, Mailata, Dickerson, Jurgens, Steen, and I don't know which Johnson, but it's going to be a Johnson. So going up against Rousseau, Joey Bosa, Epinesa there. Then in the middle, Jones, Walker, and Sanders. This is a good line, but we talk about it. Middle of the pack with sacks there. This is a team I think, we've continued to grow and get better on the line, but our biggest issue has been the offensive line. And I think really, I've said it to you since week one when I saw it. Dickerson, Jurgens, with them being banged up, and then it has just continued throughout the year. I would have given them a rest at some point before the playoffs, and maybe that's next week. Maybe that's halfway through this game. We're resting our starters. I don't know. Maybe we just want to get some continuity here, but man, we need to get healthy there. I don't know if Lane Johnson being rushed back is the answer. If everyone's just banged up, then that's really scary. So, hopefully these guys, get healthy, stay healthy, figure it out. That'd be awesome. But, these guys, I love Greg Rousseau's game. He is really fun to watch. And, I think Joey Bosa, he's obviously going up against a black quarterback. This dude's going to be raging all week in his house at practice, losing his mind. Just all the Epstein files got dropped, so I'm sure he is pissed. His boy, Trumpy, going down. So got to watch out. Bosa's going to be coming for blood. But Rousseau's got 6.5 sacks. Bosa's got 5. You've definitely got some talented guys. Epinesa, 2.5 sacks on the year. They're going to be coming after Hurts, especially Bosa, with blood on their mind. So let's protect our QB. But let's also get this run game going so we don't have to do anything crazy here. Now, at number 4, I've got our tight end, Dallas Goedert, and then the backups. Calcaterra is going to play some. Latou is going to be that fullback and blocking tight end, hopefully. So we got him going up against, and obviously the linebackers, corners, anybody can cover these guys, but you've got the safeties right here in Cole Bishop and Jordan Poyer. So Poyer, former Eagle, love the dude, but Cole Bishop here, he is somebody I loved in last year's draft. We talked about out of Utah. I am a big fan of Cole Bishop. Now, Cole Bishop leads the team in tackles. He also has 4 tackles for loss, 7 passes deflected, 3 interceptions. This kid, he is a stud. But don't care. Get the ball across the middle. Do what you got to do. Get it deep. Do whatever you want. These safeties, a little banged up in that area, but Cole Bishop is a stud again, but I don't care. Get these guys doing some work to them. And talking about the receiving game, going deep, doing whatever. They like to stop those big plays. And, well, these corners are going to have their hands full when they go up against A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. And, Coop's going to get his. Dotson's going to get his just a little bit. But let's get these top 2 guys rolling. Benford, Tre'Davious White's back there, Teron Johnson, and rookie Maxwell Harrison's been stepping in. So they've got some talented guys here. But, I don't care. You've got 2 of the best wide receivers in the game here. And, when you're looking at A.J. Brown, almost 1,000. He's got 935. Devontae's got 931. Both almost 1,000 yards. AJ's 12.8 yards per catch, 12.9 for Devontae. 7 touchdowns for AJ, though. 4 for Devontae. But these guys are shining. Let's continue shining. And, we talk about I want to run the ball, but open up the passing game, get those big plays. I don't care if they're good at stopping them. We're the best team in the NFL. Go show them. Now at number 2, run the damn ball. Yeah, they're 30th in the league. They can't stop the run to save their life. And just got Bernard back. That's great. Don't care. Use not only Saquon, but Tank Bigsby as well. Get Shipley involved in the third down game. I love it. Don't care, but run all over them this whole game. Make it so bad by halftime you're resting your starters because We need that. And this game is not important. We're going to be the number 3 seed. That's the only reason I'm saying I don't think we're going to be demolishing them by halftime, but just saying, let's get a good game. Let's feel good about ourselves. And I think you can do that by staying healthy. So let's spell in Bigsby, and you can do that by just running a lot. Oh, we didn't have enough carries for him. Well, that's because you're not running the ball 25 times a game, 30 times a game. You should. Run the damn ball, please, and thank you. And Saquon, they talk about what a horrible season he's having. He has over 1,000 yards already, dude. He has only 7 touchdowns, sure. Okay, so it's not the 2,000-yard season, but, dude, he's still Saquon Barkley, and we're about to run all over their asses. And that's going to make it a lot easy for number 1 here, QB1. Jalen Hurts, the guy that last time we played them, won the game in overtime by running it in for a touchdown. He's got over 3,000 yards on the season, 207 yards passing per game, 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. You saw a few of them in one game. He's been holding it down all year. He's got 416 yards rushing, 4.1 yards per carry with 8 touchdowns. He is the truth. So as much as they say the same game as Josh Allen, they're going to tell you how fun it is that he's a versatile quarterback. They're going to tell you it's the worst thing ever with Jalen Hurts, and I love every second of it. Keep crushing these haters, because ever since I made that post, these people have been so defeated and offended that they were so wrong that he just keeps destroying them, and they just keep making these narratives and moving the goalposts, and everybody sucks, and, oh, I got to fire and bench and trade. Nope. You just got to learn football. That's all. And you're probably a fan of the guy on the right there, and that's most likely why you don't like Jalen Hurts. But I can't do anything for your personal life and whatever you've got going on that you dislike Jalen Hurts because he's a real man. I don't know what to do for you. I can't help you there. Your hatred for someone is not of my control. So hopefully you become one of his biggest fans ever, like you did last year after he won the Super Bowl. But until then, I'm going to keep rooting for my birds. I hope the rest of you are with me. I know you sickos and diehards will be riding with me. Well, shall I say, flying. But that's all I've got for you. I got to go do some last-minute shopping stuff and try to keep my brain on here, whatever. Okay. But if you need me, you can always reach out. I am always here for you guys, as you are for me, and I mean it. You got something going on. The holidays, man, they can be rough. For me especially, I know. So don't go through it alone. Always here for you guys. Seriously, I want you to reach out. I want you to know you are not alone. Love each and every one of you. Hope you're having a great holiday, whatever it is you're celebrating there. But you guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I think I remembered everything. I've just been cramming stuff together. Tomorrow will be the injury report, a live show, a little Merry Christmas, something. And then, we'll go from there. But love to hear your thoughts on this. If you got anything from this, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Share this bad boy. Subscribe. Become a member. Hyping these videos up. All of it really does help. And I can't thank you enough for that. Hope you're all ready for Christmas. Hope you're enjoying your holiday season. Time off from work. Time with family, friends, whatever it is. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!